Every dummy has his day and his night. Hello, folks! Welcome back to our channel reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the third installment in the Dummy franchise, in the Dummy series, Night of the Living Dummy 3. Night of the Living Dummy 3, indeed. But before I move on to the book itself, I would like to say a few things about the front cover, as I usually do. The front cover looks really good, really scary. Look at all those dummies just looking at you. And they look really kind of creepy and terrifying, actually. And they in what appears to be an attic because of the roof over their heads. And basically everything is made of wood. Yeah, like the floor, the roof, the walls, and the reason why one might assume that it is an attic is because of all the things lying around here and there. Basically, the couches that look kind of damaged, cracked and all, and the boxes and all this, and the dummies just standing there or sitting rather. They look kind of odd in such a place because they look brand new, but they're really creepy. I mean, the looks in their eyes and the way they just stare at what seems to be the viewers definitely would send a chill down anybody's spine, starting with mine. When I first saw this book cover, I felt to myself, this book cover looks really creepy, really scary. The book, I don't know about the book, but that kind of makes me want to read it. Want to read the novel, the story, whatever I'm gonna call it. When I first saw that, and the book doesn't fail to amaze, and it's really well written. But what is this book about? Let's get into it without further ado. Basically, it's about Trina Odell, who's the main character, and her brother Dan. And basically, I believe their father collects like ventriloquist dummies. And basically, what happens is that one day Slappy, the very famous Slappy, is gonna basically come to their lives. And what happens is that some really bad things are going to start taking place, folks. Basically, what happens is that I believe their cousin Zane, they have a cousin named Zane. He's going to go there to their house for to visit with his father. And basically, Trina and her brother Dan had that hobby that is kind of a bad one. Basically, they like to scare Zane. They like to scare him very bad. Each time he comes and visits, for some reason, it's one of the things they love the most to do with their free time. Like in many Goosebumps books, you'd have some characters who like to scare like the living heck out of each other. They like to scare the daylights out of each other. That's pretty funny, and that's what happens in this book, as a matter of fact. And but then some really weird things are gonna start taking place in the house. Like a lot of things are gonna end up being destroyed, and obviously the dummies cannot take the blame because they're not real, right? Like they can't do the things that humans can do. So, but it's gonna sound really strange. And what happens is that they're gonna try to our characters are gonna find themselves in a very dangerous kind of situation in which they're gonna try to understand how the dummies could be doing the things that they're doing. And they're gonna find out that Slappy is basically part of it, obviously. I don't want to spoil the book too much or anything, and I read it a few, like 2 years ago, so I'm not entirely like sure about everything that happens in this book, so I don't want to mess it up. So yeah, I apologize if I don't remember much of it. But I'm trying my best to let you know about the main things, right? As I should be doing in those reviews. So basically, what happens is that they're gonna kind of catch Slappy in the act at some point, and they're gonna try to. Again, it's not really spoiling because if you read the other books, you probably know what to expect. That Slappy is gonna be part of it. So they're gonna try to get rid of him and stop him. There's gonna be a scene involving a well that I really thought was good. But then as they try to get rid of it, he's gonna reappear and keep doing bad things and try to go on with his evil deeds, the bad things that he's doing. He doesn't want to just stop. He wants to basically make those kids his slaves, right? So that's basically it. I'd say then the final twist is pretty funny. I don't want to say what it is about, but if you read this book, you probably know about it, and you probably smiled at me saying that the twist was funny because it definitely is a fun twist for such a dark, scary novel. So, what are my thoughts on Night of the Living Dummy 3? It's gonna be a shorter review, I believe, because I believe that I spent a lot of time speaking about the other Night of the Living Dummy books, and this one is pretty much like follows kind of the same, I would say, structure. Follows kind of the same structure, the same, more or less similar elements. But of course, it still is its own novel, right? It's not like a rehash or anything. So yeah, let me tell you about what I thought about the book. I think that Night of the Living Dummy 3 is a pretty awesome book. I thought it was scary. I thought it was interesting. I liked this book a lot. I know that a lot of people consider this book to be their favorite Night of the Living Dummy books. A lot of people do, and that's great. I believe it was pretty awesome. Definitely, in my opinion, I believe that this book is probably better than the second one because the second one was pretty good, but this one is more like the second book was a lot like the first one. The first one is my favorite. This one is pretty awesome as well. So I'll say the following. I like this book a lot. Not as great as the first one, in my opinion, but it still had a lot of cool things going in there and a lot of scary things. If you want a scary book, a darker book, in Goosebumps, definitely check that one out. You won't be disappointed. It is really, really good. I like the fact that Slappy comes back. Our main character is Trina. Is a good character. So is her brother Dan. Zane is kind of a pain in the neck a little bit, but you'll get used to him. You get used to him. Yeah. The dummies are really scary and creepy, and I like that a lot about this book. I like the fact that the book has a lot of jump scares, I believe, a lot of scary scenes, like a nice build up to this book. Yeah, I thought that this book did pretty well when it comes to being a scary book. It was pretty great. So yeah. Is there anything else I'd like to mention about this book? Let me check it out. I just want to make sure I have all my all the things straight in my mind. All the main things about this book are there, and I don't, and that I'm not omitting anything important. Let me go through the summary of the plot one more time, just to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. I apologize if this review is a little bit messy in a way, but I'm trying my best to remember about this book. I read the plot before, but let me try to look for something important one last time, just to make sure I'm not leaving you with a bad review, anything. Yeah, basically, there are a lot of dummies in this book, as opposed to the other books, as you can probably tell from the front cover already, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be a dummy that's named Rocky, and there's a lot to him, but I don't want to tell you what it is about because I want you to find out for yourselves. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They try to get rid of Slappy. Slappy's gonna be a big part of the story. Yeah, there's an attic scene, by the way, in which the characters are gonna be there in the dark at night. That was a great scene. I almost forgot about it. I'm so happy it came back to me. Man, this scene was good. It was awesome. It really made me like this book a lot. Like I said, a lot of scary scenes at night in this book, like the rest of the other Living Dummy books. Really enjoyed that about this book. What else could I say about it? I think I got it all out, right? Like everything I wanted to say has been said before. So I don't want to repeat myself. And so yeah, I'd say that this is pretty much, that's pretty much it. Yeah, like yeah, the dummies are gonna, sometimes there's a dummy that's named Rocky, as I mentioned. They're gonna find out that, he's being left in weird places. Obviously, there's the element that nobody believes the children when they say that the dummies have something to do with what's happening. There's going to be a lot of destruction in this book, like in the other ones. Broken things, like for example, well, the dining room table, camera, and a film. Basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. But most of it is there are gonna be a few pranks in there. I don't want to tell you when exactly, but yeah, sometimes in this book there are a few red herrings, basically, yes, you think that it is something, that's part of that's part of the main plot, and but you find out that it's just not what you expected. It's nothing that big. But yeah, I like the setting of the in this book. The big house, the attic, and all this was pretty good. Slightly scary in this book as he is in the others. The dummy concept is interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if I had to give that book a rating, I think I'd give it. I don't remember my ratings for the others, but I would say that this book deserves 8, possibly 8.5. 8.5 out of 10 because I liked it. Yeah, it was a good book. Maybe just 8 out of 10, actually. 8 out of 10 seems good. Yeah, 8 for this book. Really enjoyed it, and it was pretty good. All right. So, let me know about your opinion on this book, and let me know about your favorite book in the Night of the Living Dummy franchise series as well. I apologize for not reviewing any Goosebumps book in a long time. Any Goosebumps book in a long time. Hopefully, I'm gonna get back into it. I'm getting back into reviewing the books, and for you folks, and yeah, and it's my pleasure to reviewing these great, awesome novels. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reviews. And so, in the meantime, stay safe, goodbye, and take care. And before I actually finish, I don't know if I said it, but I really like the colors in the movie, but in the movie poster. What am I saying? In the because I review movies too. But in the front cover, you have yellow and orange and brown and the colors and the pink lay. They look really great. So I wanted to mention that before closing on my review. So I'm gonna be reading the summary and I'm warning you that it spoils a little bit, the story. So if it's since it spoils a little bit, you don't have to listen to it. So stick around if you want, and if you want to leave, I'll see you in the next review. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. And goodbye. Take care. This whole channel reviews for you. Signing off. When dummies speak, everybody listens. Trina Odell's dad used to have a ventriloquist act. That's why he has all those dummies in the attic. He calls it his dummy museum. There's a dummy with freckles, and one with a sneer just like Rocky. Trina and her brother Dan think the dummies are pretty cool, but now there are voices in the attic, and dummies keep showing up in the strangest places. No way those dummies could be alive, right?